Going to. All right, it's good to see everybody for another session of Walking with Randy, where we talk about writing, speaking, coaching, marketing, and marriage. Today we're talking about writing again. How to write nonfiction, turn your knowledge into words. Several years ago, I wrote a book called From Mountains to Molehills, Overcoming and Celebrating Your Differences in Marriage. Now, actually, the process of writing this new book was easier than some of the others because I already had some chapters written from a previous book. The book was of 6 books. So I had several chapters that related to that topic. And actually, I think there was probably about 40 or 50 words that was composed in those chapters. Then I thought more about the topic, how I could expand it from about 5 chapters to anywhere from 12 to 20 chapters. I think the final product ended up being like 14 chapters after I got it all put together. But I had that. Then I thought more about what I had spoken about in the beginning of that part. And as I thought about that, I looked for the gaps. What else did I need to talk about on that topic? Then I did research, went back and filled in the gaps, outlined those other chapters, and then I was able to finish the book. After that, I was able to go in and to put some of my own personal touches on it, some personal stories out of our own lives, and then I made up some fictional stories, as I recall, in that particular book, and put those in at the beginning. They were stories of Ralph and Elizabeth. Now, Ralph and Elizabeth were not people that I really knew. They were rather composites of people who were experiencing the things that I was talking about. So how do you write nonfiction and turn your knowledge into words? Well, obviously you have knowledge. You have things that will help people. And so that's what you want to use your book for. Well, here's how you can go about doing it. First of all, brainstorm what you already know on this topic. Just get you a piece of paper, start writing down ideas. Brainstorm what you know. Set a timer for 15 minutes, write as quickly as you can. Then the things will not necessarily be in order. After that, one of the ways that you can handle that brainstorming and reorganizing it would be to put little symbols beside the topics. For instance, sometimes I put a little box down beside sentences or phrases that are similar. And then I find another group of similar phrases or sentences, and I put a circle beside each one of those, differentiating the two. And then you can think of other symbols. I remember using a triangle one time when I did that. I remember using a star, a 5-pointed star, and then I also used an asterisk, and I was able to group those ideas together. So anyway, you brainstorm what you already know. Then think about, will this cover the topic? Will this give my audience the help that they really need? So you try to find out the gaps. Once you do that, you can do further research. And then you can come up with chapters to fill in the gaps. Then the most important thing is that you get the rough drafts down. Just get a draft down. In most cases, that will help. Now, some are really good at writing and editing the same day. And if you do that, then you just need to have a word count for each day. Others do really well by just rough drafting each day until they've gotten the whole book done, and then they go back and do the editing and refining. Either way, though, get the rough draft down. In some of the coaching that I do, some of the help that I give people in writing rough drafts of books, I have two different methods of fast writing that they can use. And then I also have two different methods of how they can talk their content out. You can get your phone, or you can even do live like this and have an outline and speak your book. But there are two different methods for doing that, but that's beyond the scope of what I'm talking about right now. So you brainstorm, you fill in the gaps, you research, you get the draft down, and then after that, here's how you turn your knowledge into words and you make it even more interesting. Go in and add your own personal touches and stories. Now, the stories don't all have to be yours. They can be stories of other people when you have their permission to tell their stories. But tell your stories where you can, and that adds the personal touch to it. Also, you can make up stories that are actually composites of people that you know, which is what I did in the case of Ralph and Elizabeth. Well, you have knowledge, and you have knowledge that would be helpful to other people. I hope that this blog post will help you to be able to turn your knowledge into words. So, how to write nonfiction, turn your knowledge into words. Again, I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I would remind you that you can go to randysblogs.com and you can get more writing tips like these. You can also get more videos like these on YouTube, and I would even recommend that you would subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to get several of these videos where you can watch it. Oh, if it's a rainy day, you might want to binge watch someday. Well, anyway, I've enjoyed our time together, and we will go now. And as you can see, the seasons have come about. The leaves are on the trees, and it's actually beginning to sprinkle on me here. But I'll say bye for now until another session of Walking with Randy.